Okay, lesson 39. We have a new pranayama that is described in the Hatha Yoga Pradipika chapter 2, starting with Sutra 57. Then the first sentence that is in square brackets, I have erased it because it really doesn't make sense. It says protruding the tongue a little outside the lips. So ignore that. Sutra 57. Then Sitali is described. Draw energy into the tongue and perform kumbhaka as before. Then the intelligent practitioner should slowly release the energy through the nostrils. The tongue here is not the physical tongue, but it's the Jnanandriya of taste. So it's about the water center or Svadhisthana chakra, which you stimulate by letting Shiva flow in, but directed to the tongue. So in other pranayama exercises, you do not attempt to direct the energy anywhere. You just absorb the energy, whether it's Shiva or Shakti, and it will find its way. But in this particular pranayama, for the purpose that it states, you direct it to the tongue to activate the water center. You do that by, you can think of some, before you start counting and taking in Shiva energy, you try to bring your attention or consciousness to the tongue. And it can help to think of some delicious food, for example. In the moment that you have that feeling, you then start taking energy and you try to keep your attention to the tongue. What it does is very interesting. You douse the fire with water. Because you stimulate the water center, energy, Rajas energy, is generated, which expands and rises up. And it rises up to the third chakra from the bottom, which is the fire center, Manipura chakra. Now, if you read the next sutra, you see that the benefits of this are mainly physical, all kinds of fire diseases, as we call them, which is mostly related to the digestive system, all the digestive organs, the gallbladder, the spleen, the liver, the stomach, of course, and what have you. But more interesting is that the fire center is related to our impulses. It's related to ego. It's related to ambition. It's related to our ability to control our emotions. The people with no control of their emotions, people who are easily angry or aggressive, they have no control over the fire. And that's what this does. Apart from the physical benefits, you can see the connection. The physical problems that can occur with the fire organs are often caused by too much ambition. Stress, being too busy, can lead to stomach problems and problems in the other organs related to digestion. So this is a very interesting pranayama that, when practiced regularly, just gives you more control over natural instinctive impulses that often lead to regret, because it can cause conflict or increase an existing conflict, because we just act and react in the moment, usually with an emotion. It's ego related, it's related to our impulses. And that is very human, but yoga is a science of control, and one of the things it is aiming to reduce is misery. and suffering, which for a large part can be helped, this process, simply by controlling our impulses. How do we act and react in situations that otherwise can lead to misery and suffering? So very interesting pranayama here. So Sutra 58, this kumbhaka, named Sitali, destroys diseases of the abdomen and spleen and other diseases such as also fever, biliousness, hunger, thirst, and the bad effects of poisons. Nothing much to add to that. I've explained already what this pranayama does. More important now is how do we do this? You take in energy focusing on the buccal cavity, basically, the tongue in particular. Then after the kumbhaka, you let both Shiva and Shakti out at the same time. So that is a little bit complicated because you need to focus on two activities at the same time. I learned this in the beginning when it was all new by visualizing the spine as a straight stick with at both ends energy or some substance coming out. You have to kind of use the power of visualization there in the beginning. We know that we need to let both Shiva and Shakti out because the Sutra 57 ends with saying, then the intelligent practitioner should slowly release the energy through the nostrils, which is plural, which is both the sun gate and the moon gate. So Shiva in, directed to the tongue, kumbhaka, Shiva and Shakti out at the same time, kumbhaka, and then we perform the mudra that we learned last week, Sambhavi mudra, with a sense of pride to stimulate Muladhara chakra, pride, sense of beauty, ego, loyalty, solidity. You want me to write them down? Can you read the blue? Yeah. This one is a little bit vaguer than the black one. Sambhavi mudra. Starts with pride. Sense of beauty. Ego. For Manipura chakra, loyalty. For the heart chakra, anahata. And a sense of solidity for Vishuddhi chakra, the throat. You spend 2 to 3 minutes on each concept, regardless of the result that you may or may not feel. And the rest of the time you concentrate on nada.